Hi guys, Jason from JVA CARP Adventures, and have I got a review for you this week, guys. This is one of those products that quite simply is pretty amazing, to be fair, guys. It's not going to be one of those products that's going to be for everyone. It is for people with a bait boat, and that is a winch cam. So my chosen winch cam is by StealthCam UK, and it's called the FUSION, guys. So I'm going to show you a few little pictures up here now and give you some of the technical blurb from their website rather than me rattle it off, because it's way easier for me just to show it to you guys. So I'll be totally honest with you, I've had the camera for a couple of months now actually, and I just haven't found the right venue to really show you the camera's full potential. As with all sort of underwater camera, guys, I'm sure you've seen underwater footage before. Even the very expensive ones like you get with Calder and all the rest, they all depend on water clarity. So I've had to wait to find somewhere that has the water clarity that I believe will be good. I haven't been there yet. Well, I have actually been to the lake before. I'm going to be going to Farlow's, guys, but for the first part of the review, as always with my reviews, I like to cover the unit at home and then show you how it is on the bank. Now obviously the bit on the bank is going to be the exciting bit, but let me start by showing you what I've got, what each item that you get when you buy the Fusion system. It is a complete system, guys, but I'm going to run through all the individual components and show you what they are. And to be fair, it starts with the very first thing, which is an option, is the sturdy case you get it in. Now the case you get it in, guys, is something like out of an army surplus. It's something you'd expect to see in an army holding like really delicate equipment or whatever, guys. It is, I reckon you'd probably roll over this in a tank and it ain't gonna break. It is that much of a sturdy case. It's waterproof as well. It's very resilient, and if you're going to spend the sort of money that these winch cams are, you want it protected. So I would recommend you do get the case. I did, but that's up to you, guys. So let's crack on. Let's show you the kit. Right, so like I said, the first thing that really impressed me was actually this incredibly sturdy case that you can get it all in, guys. It's got a lovely little StealthCam logo on the top, but let's just open it up and then we'll start showing you all the bits of kit. Very secure locks. It's also actually got holes in here, guys, on either side that you could actually padlock it if you wanted to. So again, that's really security conscious. And this is where we have all the magic, guys, if I'm honest. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you, and then I'm kind of just going to go through the smaller items first and then cover the larger ones. So when you buy this off Steve, you can have whatever options you want. As you'll notice, I've got the main hub there, but I'll come to that, I think. So it comes with a 7 amp battery, and you've got an input here for charger on the back, and then the output is what's going to go to the camera. Obviously I've been using this also for the vortex, so yeah, it's a dual purpose basically, so that's fantastic. You've got a mounting bracket here, guys. This I will show you all on the boat, but one side is going to hold the battery and the other side is basically going to hold the Fusion winch cam. Pretty straightforward. You get this really good quality USB charger, guys. It comes up with the voltage up there and all that sort of things, and this can be used for charging your controller and your monitor, but I'll show you those in a second. So you get this really 45 watt quick USB charger, guys. It's really good, really good. That goes in there. Actually, it probably goes the other way, actually. Goes in there. And then I've got the front cam, guys. So this is an optional camera, and it lets you put it at the front of your bait boat. So when you're going snag fishing and stuff like that, like I was in France, this is an essential bit of kit. It is an additional extra, but one well worth having, guys. So let's just put that back for now. Then we come to The battery charger, guys, nothing rocket sciencey about that. It's got a nice long lead to it. 3-pin socket for the UK, obviously. We've got 3 aerials, 2 of which will go onto the monitor, 1 which will go onto your unit, but I'm going to show you that now. Now I've got to take out the Fusion hub, really, guys, and let's just lift it on here for now. Now you'll see mine's got 2 holders. That's because one of them is for the remote and the other one is actually for the remote for my ND2 bait boat. These are things you can specify, and depending on what model you get, you may get a slightly different hub than mine. Also, it's got the nice logo on the top, that is a cover, but in here you have your monitor which slides on there. This is where both of your aerials go, and in here you have a Y adapter, guys. Now I've got this because off of the single power pack I can power the winch cam and the vortex bait spreader at the same time. So, you know, if you let them know what you've got, they'll also send you that, which is really handy. And then you've got a charge cable for your monitor or controller, and another one for the battery that works off of the USB plug that I showed you earlier. And then one more cable, sorry guys, and then just one more cable for charging. So you've got all the relevant charge cables which are in there. I might just leave it out for now, guys, to be fair. Don't really want to put it all away. And then the important bit, guys, really is the winch cam. Now, obviously you've got the plug here that goes to the power supply. You've got an aerial socket for one of these, so that's just going to go in there, and then this will hook onto the bracket that I showed you earlier. Now the camera comes with a protector, so you need to take that off, and then there you have your Sony ultra wide view camera. Now this is one of the new camera, guys, that now come with depth and temperature sensors built in. I'm going to show you more of this on the back, but what that means is essentially however deep the camera is, it will let you know from the bottom, and it will also let you know what the temperature is at that point. So you know, that's something you've never had before, and it's a fantastic, really great feature. I do tend to leave the cap on, keep it protected, but there's the winch cam as well. So really worthwhile having the box, guys. Keeps it all really protected and safe, but I'm sure you probably really want to see what it's like on the bait boat. So let me get the bait boat out, I will set it all up, I will show you it on in the house. Not quite the same as being on the bank, but then after that it will be at Farlow's and the rest of the review will continue. Okay guys, so there you go, that's it installed on the ND2 bait boat. So I'll just go over the components again whilst we're on the boat. So starting with the battery, there's a bracket that connects the two, the winch cam itself, one of the antennas, the front cam that plugs into the winch cam, and then here below here you actually have winch camera itself. Obviously additional to that, guys, is the remote, and then I'll also show you the monitor with the hub. So let's just show you those as well. Right, so I'm just actually going to show you the power on sequence, guys. There is a right way and a wrong way, as always with most things. So to start with, there's a small on and off button at the top here, guys. I may just put a little arrow to it there, and it will make an audible noise when you turn it on. Now something else I'm sure is not going to come out on camera is at the top it will give you a reading of what the controller voltage is. Currently it's saying 4.1 volts, so that's great. Next you want to power on the Fusion battery pack. That will also power up the winch, and then you'll also then at that point get the voltage of that power pack. So that's telling me 12.1 volts, which is great. After that you then power on the monitor, so there's a button at the top, just press it for a few seconds. Now this will come pre-paired if you like, so the minute you turn it on it will have your camera on there. So let me just zoom in on that so you can see that, guys. Let's take this off actually, I think might be a bit easier for this bit. Apologise if it comes out really badly, guys, but I can't do a lot about it with the lighting I've got at the minute. So yeah, my reflections are actually making it look a lot worse, unfortunately. So that's the monitor there, guys. As you can see in the bottom there, if it would autofocus, it would tell you the temperature and the depth. Sorry guys, really apologise. It will be much clearer when I'm out on the bank. So I think it's probably worthwhile me giving you some of the specs. So let's go over them now. Okay guys, so I'm just literally going to read you out what it says from StealthCam's website, which is that the Fusion and Fusion X cameras are the flagship models offering exceptional clarity with advanced imaging. Cameras now come with depth and temperature sensors, giving a live display of water temperature and camera depth. They are fitted with the ultra-view lens technology from Sony, which give HD visuals on award-winning monitors. You have effortless monitor pairing, integrate seamlessly with top-rated monitors. And as I've said, it comes with that Sony ultra-view camera, which is new for this year, with 24 ultra high LED lights. As I said, they do come with Sony ultra view cameras which have 24 ultra bright LEDs and give 1080p HD and HDR for superb video quality. All of the hubs and accessories, bracketry and all that lot is durable 3D printed build, enhanced impact and UV resistant, with a stunning limited edition carbon fibre option out at the minute, guys. Premium features include fast servo brushless motor, dual cam and USB charging. You do get a complete system which includes the winch cam, monitor, antennas, chargers, and they are rated at over 200 meters, guys. So I mean, obviously it's quite a substantial investment, and there are other brands out there, but as I've said on my other reviews of StealthCam's kit, namely the Vortex bait spreader and the PVA dropper, the reason I went to StealthCam initially, guys, is essentially because of the customer service. That when I first started looking at these, actually probably a couple of years ago, when they had a different system called the Ultimate, you know, there is another competitor called Fisheye, and at that time and still to today, the feedback that and compliments I've seen for StealthCam UK just continue. So in my eyes, if I was going to go the route of having a winch cam, there wasn't any other options. It had to be StealthCam UK. And I'll be honest, with all the dealings I've had with Steve there, he is an absolute gent, gives you really good advice, and you know, just will steer you in the right direction to get you a product that you're happy with, gets it out in really good time, and offers fantastic after sales customer service. And you don't need to take my word for it, guys. If you just go on to any of the boat groups or even StealthCam's Facebook page, you'll see so much positive feedback that, you know, I'm not here to sell the product. I don't get anything for it at all whatsoever, but I'm telling you the reasons why I chose StealthCam UK to buy a winch cam, because the positive feedback that's out there about StealthCam UK and Steve himself is massive. And with a product like this that's costing a fair bit of money, you want to be it with someone you can have faith in. And I'll be honest, I've got 100% faith in Steve, guys. Any little queries I've had, and I've had a couple along the way, he's just answered them straight away. It's ridiculous. Really good customer service, and you know, that's what I want. And I believe I've got a really good product, and hopefully I'm going to be able to show you that through this review. So I'm going to pack this lot away. I haven't gone into many of the features and all at the minute, guys, because to be honest, my lighting isn't good and all the rest of it. I'd be better off doing that all on the bank, in use. You know, let's show you it working. That's really what you want to see. And I'll cover the features of the remote, the monitor and stuff like that, guys. So look forward to part 2, which will be coming to you from Farlow's in Ivor. Thanks for watching, guys. Alright guys, so before we go out in the bank, I just thought I'd quickly show you why I kind of have a holder either side of my monitor, and that's because with the ND2 you get a nice small handheld remote. So they thought of everything at StealthCam UK, and there's an optional holder there for it, which is really handy. I will show you again on the bank, guys, but I just thought while I've got the remote out and the winch cam here, I may as well show you some of the features. So the camera comes with 24 white LEDs, which are super bright, guys, and just activated by the top button on the remote. So you'll see below, that makes a massive difference. Also, there's 30 foot of cable here, guys. So that's that. I have a B button here, guys. That's actually for my bait spreader, so that's for the vortex. So using the same remote for the winch cam, I can operate my vortex as well. And as I said earlier, they comes with a Y adapter, so I could have the vortex in here at the same time, be sprinting bait, dropping my rig and lowering the winch cam all at the same time. So that's really, really good, to be fair, guys. Now the operation of the winch is actually very simple, guys. It's only this joystick up here. So down will make it go down, up will make it go up. It doesn't really get any simpler than that, to be fair, guys. Right, so just before we get out onto the bank with the Fusion, there are a couple other things I wanted to let you know, guys. I nearly forgot about them. So firstly, I've got the Fusion, but there is also a Fusion X system. Now primarily, guys, this is exactly the same camera, same features, all the rest. It just has the battery built into the main winch cam unit. Now the difference there is it is a 3 amp battery as opposed to the 7 amp battery that I've got on my system on the Fusion. But there is a little brief comparison on the website, and I'm going to give the link below for that one, guys. So feel free, go and have a look at StealthCam's website. There's quite a few products on there, and I'm going to show some of them now. And as you probably know, if you've been watching my vlogs, I already have the Vortex, which is their bait spreader, which is an amazing bit of kit, along with their PVA dropper, which is fantastic for putting solid bags out, particularly in the UK weather with the rain and all the rest. And you can obviously put other stuff out with it as well. You could drop a load of casters, maggots, whatever you want in there. So yeah, it's really good bit of kit. And there is one other thing that they do, which I've got to be honest, guys, I'm quite interested in, and that's the booster for your deeper. Version 2 of it's out now, so go and have a look at their products, guys. Like I said, the main reason I purchased from them is because of the customer service and after sales customer service, guys, and that's really important when you're spending a lot of money. Alright, let's crack on. Alright, guys, I just want to show you this case. I'll tell you what, you know, it's how it arrived, and I'll tell you what, it is an absolute beast of a case. You've got the lovely StealthCam logo on top, if it'll focus, there we go. So you've got that lovely logo on top, super strong buckles on it. As I already said, not this in focus, you have got holes here, so you could padlock it up if you wanted to. So I know I'm doing it handheld, guys, apologies. But let's just show you what this little bit of kit is like. Look at that, guys, absolutely fantastic case. Can I zoom out a bit? Yeah, of course I can. There we go, guys. So listen, I'm going to get it out, get it on the boat, and then we'll start the review. Alright guys, there you go. That is StealthCam UK, the Fusion WinchCam and front cam, as you can see there, all on the old ND bait boat. Now let's try and get it out, find some spots, save them on the ND app, and get some rods out. Alright guys, well, as you can see, I've got the deeper on a tablet on the left. I've got the Fusion cam on the right, and I'm going to try and show you what I can see, because I tell you what, I found a lovely spot. Obviously on there it's showing that it's 11 foot, hard bottom, and then if you go to the camera, and I'm really apologise, you're not going to see the quality that I'm seeing. In fact, you're mostly getting my reflection. That's not very good. We might have to do something about that. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've got my tablet, which is for my deeper, along with the hub, which is here, which if I put that in, you'll also see I've actually got a holder on either side for both remotes. There's the actual screen, and if I lower it, so we should be able to see what it's like, guys. Obviously I'm over weed at the minute, and if you look down there, it will tell you the depth, as well as 9 degrees the water at the minute, guys. It's pretty cold. So I just pull that back up, and all that is, guys, on the remote, up, it's going to bring the camera up, as you can see, until it comes all the way back into the boat. There you go. And down is obviously going to put it down. Fairly straightforward. So I'm going to go over the remote whilst I'm here, guys. So the on off button is at the top here. It will be audible, you hear it. The top one is for the lights. Not sure it'll make it, whether you'll see it now. Okay, yeah, you can. That's a reflection, obviously, but if you turn the lights on, you'll see the reflection of the water. And then also on this remote, so that's the top one for the lights. You can change to the front cam on the bottom button there, guys. So you're looking at that, and now you're looking at that. And unfortunately, my camera's not focusing in on it, so it's not making it look. Oh, there you go, it's focusing that. So the front cam, guys, is just ridiculously clear, ridiculous. So that's just that bottom button there. That button there is for the bait spreader, and I know it's not going to show up here, guys. I might have to try and do it on my phone, but there's a digital display here that does show you the battery life for the controller and the one that's in the boat. Alright guys, well, it's become clear whilst editing this vlog that it's probably not going to be my absolute best review, and there's going to be a few reasons for that. So the main one is really, this is my first time with it out on the bank in the clear water, guys, and I've got to be honest, all the reactions you see are absolutely real world. Nothing's put on. Some of them I really wish I didn't have to show you, but I do because of the footage that's captured at the time, which is amazing. I've also got to say a massive thanks to Connor, who was good enough to be recording it on his phone. So most of the footage you're going to see is actually from Connor's phone recording a screen. And I need to explain something to you guys. The biggest problem I got, and I didn't realise till I hit the bank, initially all the early shots were outside, and they're terrible, guys. They really are bad. You'll see the reflections of my camera in off the screens and all that sort of thing. It's terrible. I should have filmed it inside, but in my defence, guys, I did not think the very first time I put this camera in the water. So essentially, let me give you my trailer fault. I was using the deeper. I was looking for a sort of hard, clear spot, and I thought, right, I'll put the camera down. The very first time I put this camera down in clear water, we saw about 7 or 8 carp directly under the camera. And from that point onwards, my review brain just went sorry guys, I'm a guy looking at carp for the first time with his own equipment, not quarter underwater footage or anything like that. It's me on the bank with my mate trying out this kit for the very first time in decent conditions, and I was totally blown away, guys. So my excuse me, my normal review head was gone. At that point I was just absolutely blown away by the quality, and the worst thing is I can't show you the quality, because even with Connor recording the monitor that you get with the system is fantastic, guys. The quality you're going to see on that is ridiculous, and you're going to hear the excitement in the voice and all that on these clips I'm going to show you. I know I sound like a wally, guys, I can't help it. I was super excited on the bank. What I was seeing was not what I was expecting. I was expecting to find a spot, put the camera down, investigate the spot and go, oh yeah, that looks great, see a bit of weed and all the rest, find a spot in between the weed and go, oh yeah, that's great, here you go guys, that's what you can use the camera to do. I wasn't expecting to lower it down and see carp straight from the off, and that just blew me away, and probably meant I didn't give it the best review I should have. So for that I'm going to apologise, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a series of clips. I'm also going to put some clips up that are going to look terrible. Now those clips are recorded using the SD card that's built into, or sorry, that you can put into the monitor. So the little monitor you get with it, the eSheen monitor, it does have a record facility, but it only records in VGA, guys, so the quality is really poor, but it did capture some good stuff that I would like to see show you. Now, I have tried upscaling it and it's not come out very good and all the rest. So moving forward, I've decided I'm going to probably set another monitor up with an action cam like a GoPro. It's going to be a DJI Osmo Action 4 actually, because I've just bought it, recording it, guys, and I should be able to get you proper good footage. Now it's not going to look as good as what you'll see on the screen in the kit you buy from StealthCam UK. What you see on the screen is phenomenal, guys. It's ridiculous. It's so good in clear water. Now that's the caveat, guys. You know, if I went and did the same thing in Mousehole Lakes, it's not going to impress anyone, including me. Yeah, you can see the bottom and all the rest, but when you go very low down. But you put this camera in clear water and it's an absolute game changer. And I'll be honest, some of the footage, obviously I'm editing this after the event, some of the footage I sent to Steve from StealthCam straight away, and even he was blown away by it. And he put it up on his Facebook page and all the rest. So I do apologise, guys, it's probably not going to be the most technical brilliant review, but what it will do is show you what the camera is capable of. And to be honest, my reviews are really from an angler's working perspective. You know, I want to show you what it's actually like, what you're going to get out of it, what you're not going to get out of it, what it's good for, what it isn't good for. So I've already said some of the footage I show you is going to be from the monitor, the DVR built into the monitor, and it's really bad quality, but there are some good shots there, so I do want to show you it. The rest will be from Connor's phone that he was recording the screen, so they're not great either, and a lot of them include my reactions in it, which after watching them I am slightly embarrassed about, but I'm sorry guys, I was super ridiculously excited by it all. And you know, like I've said, when you're in control of it all and you're looking at it for the first time, it will blow you away. And the kit, I've got to be honest, is amazing. Anyway, look, I don't want to ramble on. I need to go and do more editing, but I just wanted to put this in before I show you a whole series of clips, guys, that will hopefully give you an impression of what this camera is actually capable of. And like I keep repeating, the only problem is you're not going to see the quality that you actually see on the monitor when you're in front of it. And a tip on this, guys, also is, if you haven't got one, I am going to make myself one, but either make yourself a shade or buy one off of Facebook or whatever, or when you're watching it, do it inside the bivvy. That's what we did. We moved the camera inside the bivvy because the sun really does reflect off it quite a bit, and it's not that you can't see anything, you can, but if you try using any devices to record it, it makes it terrible, really, really bad quality. You know, I do apologise for that, it is bad quality, but we've got some amazing footage. So let me crack on and show you that, and then I'll probably do another little couple, maybe another little stints later on.
There is pure carp over Jason's spot. He was just about to drop his rig. We've counted 7 different carp, and that's just what we can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a 7th there. There's an 8th there.
Listen, they're going to come back. If we spook them, we'll know. Let's watch this reaction, Connor. See what happens when I drop the rig.
So dropping the rig now.
Oh my God, you just so saw that, didn't you?
They didn't even move. Oh my God. Wait, stop.
Yeah, they moved. But they will come back to that. Oh no, he ain't. Oh my God, we might get a take on camera. He ain't going. Dude.
So this is live over Jason's spot. The rig is there. That rig is there.
Put the line on there or anything, dude.
Well, I can tell you if you're going to get a bite.
They look massive.
Oh my God.
Why don't we just move in the bivvy?
Okay.
There you go guys, about to put my rigs out for the evening, and you wouldn't believe it, 3 carp already on the screen, exactly where I'm about to drop my rig. Let's have a little look at that and see how it plays out. It's just dropped bang in the middle of them. They moved off. And now all the bait comes down. All on top of it. Excellent. Straight back in, dude. Can you believe it? Straight back in. There's 2 more over this side. There you go guys, 3 carp. Maybe even 4 really. Unfortunately it does spin when you lower it, but then it will stabilise. We are literally right on top of 4 carp. What do you think of that footage guys? StealthCam UK. Fusion, look at that, 2 absolute units there. With a 3rd coming into shot, and I think maybe even a 4th. Oh my god, that is a lump. Alright guys, so let's show you me dropping a rig down. It's only a solid PVA bag with a few little maggots. There it drops. Sorry guys, I'm actually going to zoom in a bit more to it. Now, I am a little bit too close, so I've got to hope. And bear in mind, you are not seeing the quality that I'm seeing, unfortunately, guys. But let's hope that if I pull it backwards, you might see that solid bag. Well, we're definitely seeing a carp, and you know I've just dropped that rig, guys. Look at that lump. What a beauty to catch on camera. I'm going to take the camera up a little bit, guys, only because obviously I know there's a fish in the area. Alright guys, so I'm happy with that. Obviously we've just seen a fish, we're going to leave it there. Alright guys, so firstly, sorry for the quality. It is me taking it on my phone of a little screen, so it's not going to be the best quality, but I just wanted to show you the benefit of having the front cam paired up with the FUSION WINCHCAM. So obviously here's a snaggy area. From where I am, I'm probably only going to go up to about here, because to me that looks like I'm under the canopy. But if you actually use the winch cam, avoid this big tree, you can find that actually there's quite a way before you actually get to the bank. So another fantastic use of using the front cam, guys, because from where I'm looking, I'd never drive it right all the way under there. I just can't see it. But with the benefit of the front cam, you can literally go right up to the bank, up to whatever snags you've got in front of you, and then just switch over to the other cam and drop it down. So let's do that. Just a simple button press, switches to the other cam. I can lower it down into the water, see exactly what's down there. Unfortunately you can't see it in the same quality I'm seeing it, guys, so obviously I can literally make out all the leaves and everything. The quality you're seeing is not the same as mine, unfortunately. And then you can just, we are obviously really close to the bank there, so you can just put it back up into the bait boat. Alright guys, well, after using the Fusion for a whole weekend at Farlow's in Iver, it's proved its worth tenfold, if I'm honest guys. I've seen some absolutely incredible footage that I didn't ever hope to see, if I'm honest guys. I mean, catching fish straight away, seeing carp in a natural habitat, not being spooked by the bait boat, not being spooked by the camera dropping down a foot above the head, is just absolutely amazing guys. I've got to be honest, when you're seeing it here for the first time, it is amazing. Now, one of the things I've got to make really clear is what the bits you would have seen do not look anything like what you see on the monitor that you get in the package. It is crystal clear guys. I mean, if you go right down to a leaf, you will see the veins on a leaf. It is so crystal clear, it's unreal. So my overall opinion, and then I'll give you a few things. Well, let's give you a few things that I haven't covered off yet. That's probably it. When you go onto their website, you're going to select the camera, the colour system you want guys. So there's various colour schemes you've got. I've gone for purple because it has meaning for me. Well, it has meaning for Emma as well, so I've gone for purple, but there's a whole array of customised colours that you can pick. There's also a limited edition out at a minute, so have a look at that on their website. You can pick the option of the front cam, so I have shown you some of that footage, and the front cam, I'll tell you what, again, is one of those things that is an absolute game changer. Particularly if you're like me and your eyesight's not great, because you can be looking across the lake and you think you're in close, and until you put that front cam on and realise actually I'm still about 8 foot away from the bank of that island, you won't realise, or you can't see, or I can't see. Let's put it this way, I know some of you out there might be right eagle eyes and wouldn't have a problem, but I do. So that front cam for me is a really worthwhile addition, and the quality is fantastic guys. It's proper HD quality, and you couldn't ask for more as far as I'm concerned. Another option that I think is really important guys is to get that massive sturdy box that I've kind of showed you at the beginning, because I tell you what, it keeps everything absolutely safe as houses. You're not going to have any problem with your kit. It's expensive kit, you don't want to package it any way other than securely and safely, and that box, you know, all the cutouts have been done for you. It's dead simple, it's got everything in it, and I probably wouldn't even order a cam without ordering that. It's too much money to put at risk guys, really. And the box really is worthwhile, the case I should say, is really worthwhile. So, as I showed during the video, you can also use the same remote to activate your bait spreader, so the Vortex, also from StealthCam. There is a review on my channel guys, so I'm going to put a link here. So the Vortex bait spreader is also a really fantastic bit of kit, and I've used that to great success. Excuse me. So with the same remote you can activate the Vortex as well, so you've got an all-encompassing package there. Winch cam, bait spreader, couldn't ask for more really guys. Now the point of me telling you that is you can use them via the same battery. So if you buy the StealthCam and let Steve know that you've also got the Vortex, or vice versa, I had the Vortex first, and then you get the StealthCam. He will send you a Y adapter that you can plug both your units into, then plug that into the battery pack, meaning you can power the Vortex and the WinchCam, so the Fusion, off of one battery pack. So that's a really neat idea, guys, and saves additional weight obviously and space. Okay, so the other thing is, like I did point out, you do get sent chargers. I have had to charge them on the bank. The remote has run out, the monitor has run out, so be prepared, guys, if you're using it a fair bit. And to be fair, I have used it quite a bit this weekend because I've been doing a review, so I have been investigating it a lot. Plus it's the first time for me using it in an environment where I can actually see literally all the way through the water column. And you know, guys, that's something I probably haven't said already about it. The minute you put it into water and it's clear water, you can literally see to the bottom. It's just how much clearer it gets the further down you go and let it sit. It does rotate a fair bit as you're going down, and that does stop, and then once it stops, you've just got an absolute brilliant picture. Now I know on StealthCam's Facebook page there is a guy, Luke Broughton, I think his name is, and he does sell the anti-spin fins, guys, so if that's your sort of thing, definitely worth getting. And obviously now with the camera upgraded to include depth and temperature, there are new fins that fit that have a slot in it that don't cover those sensors, so that's also worth noting. Okay guys, so on some of the videos you would have seen the camera, as I lower it, it rotates. It's gonna always do that, guys. Now I did ask Steve about this before going to the bank for the first time, and he did say, you know, yep, there are some devices out there that will help it not spin so much, so anti-spin fins. He said, or you can just touch it gently on the bottom and then lift it back up, and that will stop it rotating as much. Well, my very first time putting it down in the water with like 7 or 8 carp underneath me, I had no chance of doing that. So you would have seen on the clips you've seen so far, guys, there are a few clips where it is rotating quite a bit as it goes down or lifting back up, and there is a good solution for that, and it's these. So this is a fin that you put onto your camera that will help stop it rotating as much, guys. Hopefully I can show you that nice enough on camera. Now this is a really beautiful 3D printed fin, and it's from a guy who's on Facebook, Luke Bowen. I hope I've said your name right, Luke. Apologise if I haven't. And he's making these and selling these on Facebook for a really reasonable £18, guys. Now I'll be absolutely honest with you, he had seen the footage that I had put up, and when I got in touch with him, he was happy to send me one free of charge. So thank you, Luke, really appreciate it. The quality of this, guys, I'm probably not going to get it as good as what it is, but this is like, it's strong, very strong. It's, the first thing is, the quality of it is absolutely beautiful. Now this one also has an opening there, sorry guys, I'm getting tongue tied. This one also has an opening for the depth and temperature sensor on the newer cameras, so you can let him know whether you've got one of the newer cameras or the older cameras, and he can print you up one of these in whatever colour you want as well, guys. So obviously most of my setup is purple, so I asked for the purple. He also does give you the screws to go with it, guys, and I've got to be honest, what an absolute bit of kit. So moving forward, this will also be on the camera, guys, so obviously it just goes that way, and it helps lessen the rotation of the camera as it drops through the water. What an excellent bit of kit, and like I said, they're really well priced at £18, guys. So yeah, absolute beautiful bit of kit, really worthwhile having. if you've got one of these winch cams. Thank you very much, Luke. I will be using this constantly moving forward. Try and give you pros and cons, guys, if I'm honest. I can't see any con except the price. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a cheap bit of kit, but it's an absolutely quality and worthwhile bit of kit. You know, you're paying for a Sony camera, wide view camera, super high definition picture quality, 24 white LEDs with depth and temperature built in. You're getting the battery, the brackets, the monitor. Obviously I've paid the additional for the front cam, and that system together is absolutely amazing, guys. Sorry, there is another con. It is only really, if I'm honest, guys, best suited to absolutely clear water like you have here at Farlow's. I've tried it at Mousehole and I tried it at France, and you will see a spot, but you've got to be about, I'd say probably 6 inches off the deck to see it clear enough. And then because you're so low down, you're not seeing a wide spread. So unless you're literally directly over a nice clear spot, it's going to be really hard to find spots. I'm not saying you can't find spots. I'm obviously been using it in conjunction with a deeper, so that does help me find spots amongst weed and stuff like that. But in general, I was using the deeper as the depth excuse me, guys. As general, I was using the deeper as the depth gauge. So if I was fishing in 11 foot of water, I was dropping the winch cam down to 9 foot of water, because then I know I've got a 9 foot spread of that area, and using it like that seems fantastic. I've got to be honest, guys. You know, that's how you're going to see the quality. Now, in the murky water, it isn't so great, guys. If you only fish murky water, I would say don't buy it. You know, it's a lot of money. You're not going to get what I've got here on this review in murky water. So I want to make it clear, I don't want to give anyone a bum steer or anything like that, guys. If it's in murky water, don't do it. It's not worth it. So what else can I tell you about the winch cam? Well, as I may have said it on other reviews, guys, the main reason I picked StealthCam UK to get such an expensive bit of kit is because of the outstanding, fantastic customer service given by Steve, who makes these winch cams. Now, obviously, I've spoken to Steve and dealt with Steve on previous items. As I've said, I've got the Vortex from him, which is the bait spreader. I've also got the PVA dropper. There are reviews on my channel, guys, if you want to go see them. But any query you have, Steve is at the end of the phone and he gets back to you super quick. Any problem anyone's had, Steve gets back to him and rectifies it super quick. When you're buying an expensive product, the one thing you want to know is that if you have any problem afterwards, that you're going to need to know how to rectify it. And I'll give you a quick little example of this, guys. So I got the Vortex first. It had its own remote. I then get the Fusion. It has its own remote. Now, initially, that remote for the Fusion did not operate the Vortex. So I messaged Steve, sent me a little process of how to pair them, like probably within about 20 minutes of me texting him, and then that's it, got it paired. Now the Fusion remote operates the Fusion as well as the Vortex. That's it, happy days, simple as. And I'll tell you what, guys, it's as simple as there's a little hole in the bottom of the Vortex with a plug in. Take the plug in there, press the pairing button, put the other remote on, it pairs. I mean, it was a 2-second thing to get it done. You know, probably 10 seconds at tops. The main reason I would recommend people to choose StealthCam UK for either a bait spreader, PVA dropper, the FUSION WINCHCAM is essentially because of the customer service you will get. Steve will bend backwards to give you a product you're happy with, make sure your product's always working, and give you an advice. Like here, to be fair, before coming here I spoke to him and gave me advice because I hadn't used the WINCHCAM in proper good conditions, clear conditions, and it's a new thing I've got to get used to using. So he gave advice, particularly with going back over the spots, checking if your bait's been taken or not, which, to be fair, on most parts I think it had. So obviously that means, you know, I'm probably getting done or whatever. But it also showed that on another spot it hadn't. So, you know, the fish aren't really feeding heavy and hard at the minute, unfortunately, but that's the situation. That's by the by. So Steve did also explain to me, look, you know, you really want to be just finding your spots, which, I mean, when you put a WINCHCAM down and you see 3 or 4 fish underneath it, that's a spot, 1,000,000%. When you find a spot in between a load of choddy or weed area, that's a spot. You know, those are the things that the FUSION is going to help you find, and for that point it's absolutely amazing. Now, the other thing I will say is it really helps when you're finding your spots to do 2 things. Obviously I've got GPS on the bait boat, but that's meant to be accurate to about within a metre, guys. Now, the more expensive bait boats you've got, generally like the RT4, RT7, all that, they've got better GPS, and they will give you pinpoint on your spot every single time. You don't get exactly the same with the deeper, so it can take you a little time to find your spot once you've got the camera down, so just bear that in mind. And as you should always, try and make a visual marker for yourself of where you're putting your rigs, guys, because that will help you when it goes back to going back the following day to see if your bait's still there or if it's not still there, sort of thing. So those are some things that will help. And as Steve said to me, you know, don't get caught up on trying to find your rig on every single time, because I'll be honest, guys, once it's out there, if you've got a big baited area, you're likely to find it quite easy. We kind of had a couple baited spots, and we took the WINCHCAM out, dropped it down, and yep, we found them. They were right next to each other, 2 baited spots, very good. Found them the following day, and yeah, there hadn't not much had been off. The maggots were still there, and literally, you know, you zoom down on the camera and you'll see maggots on the bottom. It's crazy good quality, guys. Right, I don't want to go on for ages and ages. It is just meant to be a quick review of what is an absolutely fantastic product. So, I haven't actually told you the best bit yet. I just realised, oh my god. Alright guys, so yesterday afternoon I heard a fish bosh out on the right hand side of my swim in front of an island that you can't cast to or anything like that. So I put the bait boat over with the FUSION, dropped down, investigated the area, found it to be very choddy, not really somewhere I wanted to present, until I found 2 absolutely clear spots. Now, this clear spot, I decided to put just a solid PVA bag on with double pop-up core, nothing else. Mainly because I'd had 2 spots that had been baited, and up till then I still hadn't had a fish, so I thought, you know what, let's keep it minimalistic. 9:30 later that night, I had my first ever Farlow's carp at £18.10. Let's show you that footage. Alright guys, so just showing you the sort of things you can expect to hope if you've got a FUSION WINCHCAM. Quite a choddy area I'm in at the minute, but I've just heard a bit of a bosh over there, gone to investigate the area, and as you'll see here, there is actually a very nice clear spot in there, guys. So with a whole load of crap everywhere else, so all around the outside, that's a clear spot. So that's where one of my rigs will be going tonight for sure. Hi guys, so 9:30 Saturday evening, and I've just had my first ever Farlow's carp. Now, I will say off the bat, it probably is due to using the FUSION WINCHCAM by StealthCam UK, as I heard a fish bosh this afternoon. I was able to investigate with the camera and clearly see a clear spot in amongst chod that allowed me to present a solid bag there. And luckily it's graced me with an £18.10 common. Let's get her up for you. Look at that. Absolute dark beauty, guys. This is what I wanted to come to Farlow's for. Connor's had plenty here, I have not. Look at that little beauty. I'm going to get Connor to do me some pictures, guys, and then we're going to put her back. £18.10, my first ever Farlow's carp. Happy as punch, guys. Alright guys, well, as you can see, without the FUSION I would have had no chance of finding that spot and getting that fish. So I always say proof is in the pudding. Nothing's better than putting a fish on the bank when you've blanked here previously, when hardly any fish are coming out of the lake at the minute. For the last 3 weeks it's been really hard, and I'll be honest, that's echoed over at Mousehole Lakes as well. Fishing there's been really hard, so I think it's like countrywide at the minute it has been hard to get fish out. But with the use of the FUSION, 100% I've managed to get a fish. So you know, for me guys, it gets an absolutely massive thumbs up on the product, but I'll be honest, an even bigger thumbs up on Steve, the guy that produces these for StealthCam UK, because his customer support is second to none, guys. And that's why I would say, you know, over any other options, if you're going to spend your money on something this expensive, go to someone who cares about your custom, cares about giving you good customer service after you've bought the product. You know, everyone can sell you a product, but it's how they treat you after you've got that product which is important. And I've seen him, you know, giving people upgrades to new cameras at, you know, good prices and all the rest. That's really why I give it the absolute thumbs up for the FUSION, guys. It's an amazing bit of kit. I'm really pleased I've bought it, and I tell you what, now it just means I've got to find more lakes that have got absolutely crystal, gin clear water and that allow bait boats. I've got Orchid in my head up in Oxford, that's definitely got to be worth a trip soon. Thorny Weir, I've got quite a few coming to mind, guys, so stay tuned to the channel and I'll be sure to get some really good footage out. So thank you for joining me on this video. Listen guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me and the channel out greatly. It seems silly to say this, but if you've enjoyed this video, you know, the one with the amazing carp footage and all, give it the old thumbs up, guys. It really does help me out and it helps YouTube analytics and all that sort of thing. And if you want to be notified of future posts, hit that bell icon. So only leaves me to say, stay safe, stay fishing. I'll see you in the next vlog.